Amelia Rodriguez looked at her phone. She felt really nervous. There were bubbles in her champagne glass. The party at her company was going on around her. People were. The lights were shiny. Amelia Rodriguez could not stop thinking about the messages on her phone from her ex-boyfriend Derek. Amelia Rodriguez and Derek were together for 3 years. Then he just stopped caring about her. It was like she was a pair of shoes that he did not want anymore. Her best friend Janine leaned over and filled her glass up again. This was the time that evening. The drink was making everything feel softer and easier. Her best friend Janine was still talking to her. The alcohol was making everything feel softer and easier, that is what she thought. Maybe drinking much of the alcohol was dangerous for her. Stop being so hard on yourself over Derek, Janine said. The thing is, Derek is not a person. He does not deserve any more of your time. You should not think about Derek anymore because he is not worth it. Derek is just not the kind of person who deserves someone like you. Amelia could not help the way she felt. She had seen the pictures on media that day. Derek had his arm around some woman that Amelia had never seen before. They were both looking really happy together. This whole thing with Derek still hurt Amelia a lot. The fact that Derek did this to her still felt like a hurt. Amelia was still thinking about Derek and what he did. Janine said to me, "You know what you should do?" Her eyes were sparkling with mischief. "You should send him something that shows him what he lost. You should remind him that you are a person and he is an absolute fool for letting you go. He does not know what he has lost, which is you, a person. You are gorgeous. He is a fool for not being with you." Amelia laughed. It was not a happy laugh. She said, "That's crazy," and she really meant the situation with Amelia was crazy. Being a little crazy is what you need sometimes. It is good to be crazy, like that. Crazy is what you need at times. The idea started to grow in her mind. This happened because she had much champagne and she was very sad. She bought that red lace lingerie set a time ago. This was before everything went wrong in her life. The lingerie set was still in her drawer. It still had the tags on it. She was waiting for a day to wear it, but that day never came. She had bought the red lace lingerie set for an occasion, but that occasion never happened. The red lace lingerie set was still sitting in her drawer, unused. Amelia was getting ready to do something. Before she could change her mind, Amelia found herself in the restroom. She was standing in front of the mirror. Amelia was wearing that lingerie. Her friend Janine was there too. Janine held up her phone. She adjusted the lighting so it would look better. Janine said that you look really great. Derek is going to be totally amazed when he sees this. He will probably not know what to do when he lays eyes on you because you look so good, and Derek is going to lose his mind when he sees you. Amelia made a video that was not very long. She was trying to look confident. She did not really feel that way. Amelia turned her body a bit, then she ran her fingers through her dark hair. She looked at the camera. Tried to make a face that would be attractive. When Amelia watched the video again, she had to say that she looked nice. Amelia looked really nice. Amelia was back at the party. The drinks were really getting to her. She got out her phone. Looked for Derek's name. She found it. Added the video to a message. Then she typed something. She wrote, "Look what you're missing this Christmas." Amelia was thinking about Derek and what she was doing at the party with the Christmas thing going on. She wanted Derek to know what was happening. Her finger was over the send button for a second before she actually pressed it. That is done now. There is no going on the email message now. The message is. That is it. She felt really happy and sad at the time. One part of her felt strong. The other part of champagne was making her think that she did something very wrong. She put her phone back in her purse. Then she got another glass of champagne. The world was fine until her phone made a noise with a message 20 minutes. That is when everything fell apart. The phone buzzing, with a notification, was the start of all the trouble. Her phone was the thing that made the world come crashing down. The name, on the screen, really scared her. It was Julian Blackwood. This name made her feel very frightened. Julian Blackwood was the person she wanted to see. Just thinking about Julian Blackwood made her blood run cold. No. Amelia's hands were shaking as she opened the message thread. Then she saw it. Her video was there. She was wearing that lingerie and had a sultry look on her face. Amelia had sent the video to Julian Blackwood. He is the CEO of the company. Julian Blackwood has his office on the floor. Amelia had only seen Julian Blackwood from away at company meetings. Viewed just now. Amelia felt like she was going to pass out. This was not happening to her. She thought about what she did. She was really upset with herself. Amelia must have grabbed the name from her phone book. Derek was probably next to Julian in her phone. Amelia made one mistake and now her whole job was in trouble. Amelia thought about her career. She felt sick. "Janine," she said quietly, her voice was so soft you could hardly hear it. "I made a mistake and I sent it to the wrong person." "What do you mean you sent it to the person? Who exactly did you send it to? I want to know what happened to the message that was supposed to be for the person it was meant for, the message that was meant for that person." Amelia was completely unable to say a word. She simply turned the phone screen to face her friend. Janine's eyes got really big. She said, "You actually sent a video of lingerie to Julian Blackwood, the person who's the CEO? I did not mean to do that. I must have clicked on the name by mistake. Oh God, Janine, I am going to lose my job. I am going to get sued for harassment. That is a really scary thought. My life is basically over because of this one mistake, with the name and the harassment thing." She really wanted to run from this situation. She felt like she wanted to disappear from the face of the earth. The floor should just open up and swallow her whole, she thought. This was all because Julian Blackwood had just seen her in her lingerie and it was clear that the message on it was meant for someone else, not him. The humiliation that Julian Blackwood had seen her like that was suffocating her. Julian Blackwood seeing her in lingerie was just too much for her to handle. Amelia did not sleep much that night. She kept looking at her phone waiting for an email from her company or a notice that she was fired or something like that. There was nothing on her phone. Just complete silence, which felt more scary than getting a bad email. Amelia was waiting for something to happen with her job. The silence was really bothering her. The morning I got an email that said, "Ms. Rodriguez, you need to come to Julian Blackwood's office at 10 a.m. sharp." It was from Julian Blackwood. Her hands were shaking as she read the letter. This was the end. The end of her job. Everything she had worked so hard for. She had spent an hour trying to find the right thing to wear. She tried on a lot of clothes, but she finally decided on a simple navy blue dress. It was a dress and it made her look sorry. She was thinking, please do not fire her from the job. She really did not want to lose her job at the company. When she walked into Julian's office at 10 a.m., she was really surprised. Julian Blackwood was not the kind of person she thought he would be. He was not mean or scary like she imagined. Julian Blackwood looked younger, in his mid-30s. Julian Blackwood had hair and really nice green eyes. Julian Blackwood wore a charcoal suit that fit him really well. The man was smiling. He had a smile on his face. The man was smiling. "Ms. Rodriguez," he said, his voice was really smooth and warm. "Please have a seat," he told Ms. Rodriguez. Amelia sat on the edge of the leather chair. She was really nervous. "Mr. Blackwood, I need to say sorry to you. What I did night was very bad and not what I should have done. I was at the party. I drank too much. I meant to send that video to my ex-boyfriend, not to Mr. Blackwood. I made a mistake and it is all my fault. I feel really bad about what happened with the video. I want Mr. Blackwood to know that." Julian leaned back in his chair. He still had that smile on his face. Julian said, "I appreciate your honesty. I know you might have to let me go from my job. I just want you to know that I will not make the mistake again. I really do not want to lose my job at the company. My employment with the company is important to me. I hope you can give me another chance to keep my employment." He said, "Terminate you?" He really looked surprised. Why would he want to do that to the person he was talking to, he asked. He seemed to mean it when he said, "Why would I do that?" Amelia blinked. She said, "Because I sent you some things that were not okay. You sent me something that was not meant for me. This kind of thing happens sometimes." He got up from his chair. Walked around his desk. Then he sat on the edge of his desk. Now he was really close to her. She could smell the smell of his cologne. He said, "I have a proposition for you," and he was looking at her. Her heart was beating fast. "You have a proposal for me? I need someone to go with me to a lot of events in the next few weeks. There are holiday parties and charity galas and business dinners. These are the kind of events where people usually bring someone with them." He stopped talking. Looked at her face. "I would like you to be the person I bring with me to these events." Amelia looked at him. She was really confused. "I do not understand this," she said. "You want Amelia to go to events with you? Why do you want Amelia to do that?" "Julian said this to me in a straightforward way. He told me that the women he usually meets are only interested in him because of his money or who he is. They are always trying to get something from him. I was different. I did something that was really honest. I sent him a video without thinking about it. I was not trying to make him like me or get anything from him. Julian said that he thinks this is really nice. He likes that I am not trying to trick him or pretend to be someone I'm not. Julian finds it nice to be around someone like me, someone who is just being myself. This is insane. I am not really sure about this. Let me tell you something. You come with me to these things. We will act like we are getting to know each other, and in return I will pay you a lot of money for your time. Think of events and our time together as a thing. There is nothing to it, no other expectations from events and our time together." Amelia's mind was going fast. This had to be a joke, right? I mean, CEOs do not ask their employees to do things like this. Amelia thought about what would happen if she said no to the CEO. If I say no? Then nothing is different. You get to keep your job. We forget that we ever had this conversation and we both go on with our lives. He leaned his head a little to the side. Before you make up your mind, you should know that your ex-boyfriend is going to be at the charity gala tomorrow night. He will be there, with his girlfriend. Her breath caught in her throat. Derek was going to be. The idea of running into him, of him laying eyes on her when she was all alone and feeling down, made her feel sick to her stomach. What if she showed up with Julian Blackwood by her side? That would be a different thing. Julian Blackwood would be with her. That would make everything better. The thought of Derek seeing her with Julian Blackwood made her feel a little stronger. She was going to show up with Julian Blackwood and Derek would see her in a new way. She said this slowly. "I have one question. Why did you pick me? You could have chosen anyone you wanted. Why me?" Julian's green eyes looked at hers. It was like he could see inside her. He was looking at her with a lot of intensity. It made her feel cold all over. He said, "When I watched that video, I did not just see a face. I saw Julian's green eyes were still looking at hers. He said, I saw someone who is brave. This person is brave enough to try something even if it does not work out the way they want it to. That is the kind of person I want to be with Julian." His green eyes were still looking right at hers. Amelia knew she should say no to this. It was a situation and it could get really messy. It was not very professional either. Then she thought about Derek and his smug face. She wanted to prove to him that she had moved on to something. When she thought about that, the word that came out of her mouth was yes. Amelia wanted to show Derek that she was doing okay. The thought of Derek made her want to say yes to this thing. I will do it now. I am going to do what you asked me to do with the thing that needs to be done. The thing that needs to be done is what I will be working on. Julian's smile got bigger. This is great. My assistant will send you the information for the gala tomorrow. Amelia? He waited for her to look at him again. You should wear something that makes you feel strong. You are going to need to feel that way at the gala tomorrow for the gala. As she left his office, Amelia's head was spinning. What had she just agreed to? This was either going to be the best decision she'd ever made or the biggest mistake of her life. Possibly both. The black dress that Julian's assistant brought to Amelia's apartment was really beautiful. It was fancy and classy. It had a little sparkle to it that you could see when Amelia moved around. Amelia could hardly believe it was her when she looked in the mirror. The woman looking back at her seemed like a different person, someone who was sure of herself and strong, just like the kind of person who would be with Julian Blackwood. The black dress made Amelia feel like she was the kind of woman who would be with Julian Blackwood. The car came to pick her up. She felt really nervous. This was actually happening. The car had arrived to take her to the place where she would meet a lot of important people. She was going to have to pretend that she was the girlfriend of the powerful man in the building, the most powerful man in the building, and that was a pretty scary thought. She was about to walk into a room of wealthy and influential people and act like she was in a relationship with the most powerful man in the building. Julian was standing at the entrance to the hotel ballroom waiting for her. He looked really great in a tuxedo. When Julian saw her, his face changed a little. Julian's eyes moved over her slowly. He seemed to like what he saw. Julian's eyes looked at her with a lot of appreciation. The man told her that she looks really beautiful. He then offered her his arm to take. You look really nice when you are all cleaned up. I think you clean up well yourself. He laughed. It was a laugh that made her feel a little better. Are you ready for this? Not even a little bit. That is good. I like it when people are honest. He walked with her through the doors. His hand was warm on her back. It felt steady and nice. The ballroom was really something. It had these huge crystal things hanging from the ceiling and people were dressed up all fancy. There were waiters moving around with champagne. Amelia felt like she did not belong, all but having Julian with her made her feel a little better. The ballroom was full of people and Amelia felt lost. Julian's presence was like an anchor for Amelia. People noticed Julian Blackwood and his date away. She could feel everyone staring at Julian Blackwood and his date. She could hear people whispering to each other about Julian Blackwood. Julian Blackwood never brought someone with him to these kinds of things. This was really something new. This was news about Julian Blackwood. Julian said softly near her ear, "Just breathe." He told her that she was doing perfectly. He introduced Amelia Rodriguez to lots of people he did business with and to people who went to parties. He always did this with a calm and self-assured attitude. He would say, "This is Amelia Rodriguez. Amelia Rodriguez is really good at looking at money and numbers. Amelia Rodriguez has also been kind enough to put up with me." The way he talked about her made her seem like an important person, someone who is valuable. She was not someone who looks good on his arm, but someone who is worth getting to know because of who she is. It was when they were having their glass of champagne that she saw Derek. He was standing across the room with that blonde from the pictures. He looked really out of place in his rented tuxedo. Derek seemed uncomfortable just standing there with the blonde from the photos. Julian saw that she got really tense all of a sudden. Is that really him? Yes. Julian's hand slid around her waist. He pulled her closer to him. He said, "He is staring at you." Then Julian said, "Let us give the man something staring at." Julian was standing close to her now. Before she could say anything, Julian was already taking her to the dance floor. The music was really slow and romantic. Julian's hand was on her waist. His other hand was holding her hand very gently. They were dancing together. It felt very natural. Julian and the girl were moving to the music with ease. The dance floor was where Julian wanted to be, with her. Amelia said, "You dance well." She was trying to think about something because they were really close to each other. "My mother said I had to go to a school. She really wanted me to do this." He turned her around on the dance floor in a move. "You are really good at dancing," he told her. "Family weddings. Nothing fancy." Julian pulled her closer so they were not far apart anymore. "He is still watching us. He looks really unhappy about it too." Amelia took a look. Derek's jaw was clenched tight. His eyes were staring at them. It was easy to see he was not happy. The blonde girl was talking to Derek. He was not paying attention to what she was saying. Derek was completely tuned out. The woman said quietly, "Good." Julian's lips curved into a smile. He asked, "Do you feel like you have been proven right?" "Maybe a little." Julian and the other person danced in silence for a moment. Then Julian spoke. His voice was lower and it sounded more serious. "Can I tell you something about this?" Julian said. "Sure. I am not thinking about your ex now. This arrangement we have. I am only thinking about how I am enjoying dancing with you. Dancing with you is really fun. Your ex and our arrangement do not matter to me at this moment. I am just happy to be dancing with you." Amelia's heart stopped beating for a second. She said, Julian slowly, "I know this was supposed to be simple and professional. Amelia, you are making it very hard for me to keep things professional with you, Amelia." She looked up at him. Found his green eyes were already looking at her. His eyes had something in them that made her stop breathing for a moment. This was not like a movie or a play anymore. This was actually real. She felt it when she looked at his eyes. The woman said, "We should probably stop." She said this quietly. They said, "Probably." Neither of them moved apart. They just stood there not doing anything. The word "probably" was all they said. Then they just froze, not moving apart at all. The song came to an end. The weird feeling between Julian and her did not go away. Julian walked her back to their table. He kept his hand on the small of her back the whole time. During dinner, Julian was really nice to her. He laughed when she said something. He asked what she thought about things and he listened to what she had to say like it was really important to him. Julian seemed to care about what she was saying. He made her feel like her thoughts and opinions were important to Julian. Derek walked up to their table when they were having dessert. Amelia's stomach got all tight. She did not like that Derek was coming over to the table where Amelia and the other people were sitting. Amelia's stomach was really upset because Derek was now standing at their table. Derek said to Amelia, "Can we talk?" He sounded really upset. Julian's hand found hers under the table. He squeezed it gently. This simple touch from Julian gave her the strength she needed. "I do not think Derek and I have anything to talk about, Derek. Come on. 5 minutes. Please." The lady said no. Julian's voice was really nice. You could tell he was not messing around. "I think you should listen to what the lady said and respect that." Derek's face turned really red. He looked at the people around him. It was clear that Derek wanted to say something, but Derek could see that everyone was staring at Derek. So Derek turned around. Walked away. Amelia let out a breath that she was holding inside her without realizing it. She said, "Thank you," to the person who was standing in front of her. Amelia felt relieved and she wanted to say thank you to this person, so she said, "Thank you," one more time. Julian said, "You did not need me, you handled that perfectly." He then added, "I have to say I really enjoyed the look on his face when you did that. The look on his face was pretty funny, I have to admit, the look on his face." The rest of the evening went by fast. There was dancing and more talking. Amelia kept forgetting that she and Julian were just pretending to be a couple. When Julian put his hand on her knee during a speech, it felt nice. He whispered a joke in her ear. She laughed really loudly. Julian looked at Amelia like she was the person in the whole room. All of these things made Amelia feel like her feelings, for Julian, were real. Julian's actions made everything feel real, like Amelia and Julian were actually together. The car ride home was really quiet. Amelia looked out the window. She was trying to think about everything that happened with the car ride, and Amelia was still thinking about it. Julian asked if I was okay. "Tonight was really tough for me. I am still trying to figure things out. Tonight is still on my mind. It is a lot to deal with." "Regrets?" She turned to look at him. "No," she said. "The thing is, I am really confused about this. I do not understand what is going on with the situation. I am confused about what he is trying to say to me, and I am confused about the whole thing in general. I just feel confused about it. I wish someone could help me understand what is happening with the situation and with him." "About what?" "I was wondering if you were pretending or not. It felt like it was actually happening, Julian. It felt too real." He was really quiet, for a long time. Then his voice sounded very honest. He said, "It was real. All of it. I was not acting." Her heart was beating fast. "Then what are we doing?" "I do not know what is going on. I know that I have not been able to stop thinking about you since that first day you came to my office. Tonight, being with you, it just made me realize what I already thought. You are always on my mind. Being with you tonight made me feel the same way about you that I felt on that first day, in my office." "What's that?" "This situation is not working out. I have to be honest with myself. I just do not want to keep up this situation. The truth is that this arrangement was a mistake. Because I really cannot pretend that everything is fine when it is not. I do not want to do it." The car stopped in front of her apartment building. There was an uncomfortable silence between them. The car just sat there in that silence. Amelia said I should go. Amelia did not move. "Amelia, wait." Julian reached for her hand. "This is all really complicated, I know that. I am your boss. This whole thing started in a very strange way. I would like to see where this could go with Amelia. For real this time, with Amelia. No contract, no arrangement. Just Julian." She really wanted to say yes. Every single part of her wanted to say yes. The fear was stopping her. What happens when this thing ends? When you figure out that I do not actually belong in your world? What makes you think the situation will end? The situation is what I am talking about. The situation, will it really end? Things always come to an end, Julian. I do not want to lose my job and my heart at the time. Losing my job would be very bad for me. Losing my heart would be very painful, for me, Julian. I just cannot afford to go through both of these things at the time, Julian." He took her hand. Kissed the back of it softly. "Then let me prove you wrong," he said. "Give me a chance to show you that we could really be together. That the two of us, we could make this work. We could make our relationship work." Amelia looked at him. She really took a look at him. This man was very important and successful. He could be with anyone he wanted. He chose her, Amelia. He wanted to be with her. It was not because someone else told him to or because it was a plan, it was because he actually liked Amelia for who she was. "Okay," she whispered. "I want us to go on one date. We will not pretend that it is something." Julian's smile was really bright and happy. He said, "I want to take you on one date. Though I should tell you I am planning to do everything I can to sweep Julian's date off her feet. That's a pretty bold promise. I do not make promises that I'm not able to keep. When I say something, I mean it. I will do my best to make sure that I follow through on my word because I believe that keeping promises is very important, and it is something that I always try to do with the things that I say, like the things I say about making promises, and I will keep doing that with my promises." Over the 2 weeks, Julian did exactly what he said he would do. He took her to an Italian place that was not fancy and not expensive, just a place with good food where they could have real conversations. They walked around the city at night talking about all sorts of things and about nothing at all. Julian showed her the him, not the CEO that everyone else saw. He shared his fears with her, his dreams and the stress of trying to live up to what everyone expected of him. Julian was being himself. It was nice to see. He was not trying to be the boss, just Julian, and that was really nice. Amelia opened up too. She talked about what it was like growing up with parents who had to work a lot of jobs just to get by. Amelia said she had to work to get herself through college. Amelia was scared that she would never be good enough for someone like him. Amelia thought about this a lot, the fear that she was not enough for him. It really bothered her. Julian said this one night when they were standing on a bridge that looked out over the river. He told Amelia that she is more than enough. Amelia is everything to Julian. She makes him laugh. She challenges him. Amelia sees Julian as a person, not just because of what he does or how much money he has. Julian asked Amelia if she knows how hard it is to find someone like that. Julian thinks it is very rare for someone to see him as a person like Amelia does. Christmas Eve was really cold and clear. Amelia was by herself, in her apartment. She had decided that she did not want to go for Christmas this year. Amelia was sitting there watching a movie when she heard her doorbell ring. It was Christmas Eve and Amelia was all alone. She was watching a movie when the doorbell rang at her apartment. Julian stood in her hallway. She was not wearing one of those suits you see on important people. She did not look like a boss, all polished and perfect. Julian was just wearing jeans and a sweater. She was holding a box that was wrapped up. The man said hello. He looked really nervous. "Hi. So I was wondering what you are doing here at this place. What brings you to this spot? You are doing something here. I am curious to know what that something is. I do not want to spend Christmas Eve without seeing you. Is that okay?" Amelia moved to the side. "Let him come in." Her apartment was really small. It was probably a lot smaller than what he was used to. He did not seem to notice this or even care about it. Amelia's small apartment was that small. Julian said to her, "I got you something." Then he handed her the box. When I looked inside, I found a pretty silver necklace. It had a pendant that was shaped like a star. The necklace was simple. It was beautiful and it was perfect. The star pendant on the silver necklace was lovely. "Julian, it's gorgeous. This thing reminded me of you. You are bright and beautiful. It is impossible not to notice you once people know where to look." He took this thing from the box. Moved behind her to put it around her neck. His fingers touched her skin. It made her feel shivers down her spine. Amelia turned to face him. She said, "I did not get you anything. You already gave me the gift. That really means a lot to me. The best gift is really something, and that is what you gave me." "What's that?" "You took a chance on me. I do not know why you did it. You had every reason not to do it. You did it anyway. That means a lot to me. It is very special. You cannot buy something like that with money. It is just really valuable. You taking a chance on me is more valuable than anything money could buy. They were really close to each other. The air between them felt like it was full of things that they had not said yet. Julian reached up, gently put a strand of her hair behind her ear. He said to me, "I am falling in love with you." He spoke softly. He knows that this is happening quickly. He knows that our situation is complicated. He cannot pretend that he does not feel this way about the woman he is falling in love with, the woman being me, the person he is falling in love with, you. Amelia's breath caught in her throat. She whispered out the name. Julian. I want you to know something. You do not have to say it to me. I just needed you to know how I feel. I am all in, Amelia. I am completely in. Whatever that means for us, for your job, for everything, in our lives, we will figure it out together, Amelia. All her fears and all her doubts just disappeared at that moment. When she looked at Julian, she did not see the CEO or the billionaire or someone from a different world. She saw Julian, a man who made her laugh, a man who listened when she talked, a man who looked at her like she was the amazing person in the world, like Julian thought she was the one who put the stars in the sky. She whispered that she was falling in love with him too. Julian's smile was really something. He put his hands on her face. Kissed her. It was a kiss, and a sweet kiss, and it felt like it meant something. This kiss was not just for other people to see. It was not part of some plan. The kiss from Julian was genuine. Julian's kiss was real. When Amelia and the other person finally stopped kissing and pulled apart, they were both out of breath. Amelia said, "So what do we do now? Now we are going to do this for real. There are no contracts. We are not pretending. It is just you and me trying to figure out how to make this work. We will do this together, you and me. We will find a way to make it successful, you and me. This situation is going to be complicated. Things will be difficult with the situation. The situation is going to be complicated because it has a lot of problems. I really mean it. There is one thing that I want so much. I want this thing more than anything. I want you much." Amelia put her forehead against his forehead. "My best friend is really going to freak out when I tell her about this. Your ex-boyfriend already lost his mind when he saw us together. I mean, he really lost his mind. He was shocked to see the person he used to be with, that is me, with someone, and that someone else is you, my new boyfriend. Your ex-boyfriend was not ready to see us happy together." Julian and Amelia both laughed at that. Then Julian pulled Amelia close. He wrapped his arms around Amelia, and Amelia felt something that she had not felt in a long time. Amelia felt safe with Julian. Amelia felt wanted by Julian. Amelia felt like she was home with Julian. "Merry Christmas, Amelia," Julian said softly against her hair. "Merry Christmas, Julian." Outside, the snow started falling, covering the city in a layer of snow. The city was all white because of the snow. Inside that little apartment there were two people who found each other in a really surprising way. These two people were standing with their arms around each other, ready to face whatever came next. They were ready to face it. The two people were side by side as they stood there in the apartment with the snow falling outside. The video that was supposed to be a mistake for Amelia ended up being the start of her amazing love story. Sometimes good things happen when we do not plan them. Taking a chance can be very scary. It can also take the person to the place they are meant to be. The best things in life can happen when we least expect them to happen. Amelia found out that sometimes the things that seem bad at first can turn out to be really good for her. The video that started as Amelia's nightmare became the beginning of Amelia's greatest love story. The wrong message can be sent to the person and it does change everything. This happens sometimes when the wrong message is sent to the right person, and the wrong message really does change everything. The message and the right person, it is a bad combination, but it can also be a very good thing because the wrong message sent to the right person can change everything in a big way. 3 months later, Amelia moved to a department so she could avoid problems at work. Julian was totally okay with her decision, even though it meant he did not see her much during the day. They found a way to make it work. They had nights out together. They went away for the weekends. They had quiet nights in at Amelia's apartment. Julian said he loved being at her apartment as much as he loved being in his own penthouse apartment. Amelia and Julian made the most of their time. They liked spending time with each other, whether it was at her apartment or his penthouse apartment. Amelia and Julian were happy. Derek said sorry after a while. He knew he had done something bad. Amelia forgave Derek, not because Derek deserved it. Because Amelia was really happy and she did not want to be angry anymore. Amelia had found something better than what she had before, with Derek. Janine really liked Julian after she saw how happy he made her friend Amelia. Janine still made fun of Amelia all the time about that bad video, but now she did it in a nice way. So what about the video? Julian finally got rid of it. Before he did, he made a joke that the video would always be important to him because it was the moment that brought Julian and the other person together. The video was something that meant a lot to Julian. The man said that this was the wrong number he had ever gotten. He then pulled Amelia close to him. This was really a wrong number, the man thought, smiling at Amelia. He was happy that he had received this number and now he had Amelia. She said that was the mistake she ever made. Life can be really surprising. It is possible that the worst things that happen to you can actually turn out to be good for you. Life's biggest disasters can turn into life's blessings. When you take a chance and do something even when you think it is not an idea, it can lead you to the place where you are meant to be. Life is full of surprises. Sometimes taking a chance can be a good thing. Life's biggest disasters can become life's blessings, and taking a chance can lead you to where you belong. Amelia sent that video because she wanted to show everyone that she was done with Derek. She wanted people to think that she was moving on with her life. What actually happened was that she found love. She found love, the kind that feels deep in your heart, and it was totally unexpected. Amelia found someone who really understood her, who saw the Amelia, and this person loved everything about her. Amelia felt seen by this person. They loved her for who she was, every single part of her. It all began with one message that was sent by mistake, and a chief executive officer who decided to give an opportunity to the woman who sent this message. The woman behind this message caught the attention of the chief executive officer. That was their story. Messy, unconventional, absolutely perfect.